morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday. We do not have Fancy back yet. She's still at the neighbors. We're just waiting for the gentleman that we got her from. He's got a trailer and we don't have one, so we're just waiting for him to have the time to pick her up for us and bring her back home. But today we are up in the garden. I did manage to get all the beds cleaned out mostly. We have this terrible grass here and it just sprouts everywhere, so we've got a lot of grass still growing in these beds that I haven't managed to pull out yet. But we had run out of landscape fabric. We used what we had left, so I had to order some more, and that came in last night. So we're going to finish putting the landscape fabric down all the way around this garden to try to kill off the grass and the weeds. So this is the section that we have left. We still need to go down between these beds here, and we need to work on the ends right here, but Eddie's going to have to remow some of this where the grass either didn't get mowed or grew really fast. I don't know, but we're going to get this done and all cleaned up and make it look much better.
Don't get deep now, you'll cut the plastic. Push the knife away from you, son. Always.
Flip the knife over, baby. There you go. That's a big roll of plastic, huh?
Okay, help me roll it over.
Picture. Get some foamy cum. Well, we're getting there. Like I said, we don't have any stakes yet, but we're just using bricks to hold it down. So this here is going to be a garden bed once we change over to the cinder block beds, which we had tried to do this spring, but we ended up changing our minds on how long we wanted the bed, so we need more bricks. But it's getting there, but we're all suffering. It's really hot out today. Now, I can't do anything about this patch of weeds right here. Now, we just folded the plastic back so that we have enough to go all the way over there, but I can't do anything about this because there's 2 watermelons in there. So we got a big one in there and then a smaller one right next to it. We got this end done. So yeah, it's looking really good. So we just need to pull some on the other end now, but like like I said, we're all suffering. It's really, really hot out today. So I don't know if it's the humidity or just the heat, but holy cow, because my phone says it's 85 and feels like 93, which has been hotter than that. So, but I get dizzy every time I stand up. So I don't know if that's humidity issue or not enough water in my system, but. So we got one more to do down here, and then we'll be done up here for now. I'll come back later when it's not as hot and sweep all the dirt off of this. You can see from me pulling weeds, it's all covered in dirt and stuff, and I don't want to leave that dirt on there because then if weed seeds lands on it, they'll sprout. So I'll come up and clean this off later. Some of it's actually wet. It's been raining off and on, so yeah. So I'm gonna get this done and get out of the sun. It's Friday and it is still raining. Every single day it rains. We're not gonna get anything done. We have been waiting all week to get something done around here, and it just will not stop raining. Every single day it rains, and we just can't do what we need to do when everything's all wet. I don't know what we're gonna do. Good morning, everyone. Today is Saturday, and it is finally not raining, and it's not supposed to rain today or tomorrow. I hope it stays that way because we're finally going to get started on this project we've been wanting to start, but we had to wait until we had at least a 24-hour period without rain. And here's what we're going to be doing. We have framed out an 8x8, or actually it's 8.5 by 8.5 square, and we're going to pour concrete in it. We have this old fencing that we're going to use instead of rebar because it was just sitting around and it worked just fine. So we're going to use this. We're going to cut it to lengths that fit, put this in here. We got some chairs that it sits on, and we're going to play with some concrete. We're going to do our best to make a nice smooth square of concrete here, and this is going to be practice so that when we're ready to do my shop, we'll know what we're doing. I have helped with concrete before, but I've never done it myself. So Eddie and Ocean have never done concrete that I know of. I have helped, but I've never done it on my own. But how hard can it be, right? You mix up some concrete, you pour it in, you smooth it out when you're done. We'll find out. But there will be a building going on this. I'm just not saying what it is yet. But if you want to know what that building is going to be, you're going to have to keep watching our videos. I'm going to ask this. I haven't asked this in a long time, but if you like any of our videos at all, could you please go down there and hit the like button and the subscribe button, because it really helps us out. But that's all I'm going to say about that. If you want to watch, you watch. If you don't, you don't. But let's start getting this ready for some concrete. We need to get this done today because that way it can cure tomorrow. Sitting here editing this video, I realized the slowest part of this process was getting the water from the hose into the concrete mixer, which made things go really slow, and by the time I got to the second half of the slab, the first half was already curing. So I think next time the best way to go about this is to have somebody filling a bucket of water so that when Ocean puts a new bag of concrete into the mixer, he has the bucket of water he can just dump in and mix it up. Well, I don't mind telling you guys, it's not the smoothest concrete. It's not perfectly smooth, but it is flat. And I don't want to mess it up too much, so I'm going to leave it just the way it is because it'll work just fine for what we need it for. It started, I think next time when we do my shop, and somebody in the comments tell me if I'm wrong here because I don't know. I usually did the concrete work and I didn't like mix the concrete, but I think when we do the shop we need to make the concrete a little bit wetter so that we have more working time with it. So if you know about that, please let me know in the comments. But this first half that we were doing right here started getting, it was hardening before I could get it all done. So we can only mix one bag at a time. This machine will mix 2 bags at once, but it made it harder, so it made it slower because the dry concrete was sticking to the back of the machine, so it took longer to actually mix it up. So it was just as easy to do 1 bag at a time. But yeah, so if you guys know about mixing concrete, like should I mix it wetter? I know that the more water you put in it, the weaker the concrete is, so I didn't want to make it too wet, but maybe in order to have more working time I need to make it more wet. So I don't know. If you guys know, let me know, and then we'll both know. I appreciate everybody being with us this week. I know we didn't get much done because it just keeps raining every day, but maybe next week we will start building on this concrete slab and you'll see what we're going to build. Thanks guys. I'll see you next week.